make the cutoff to the top 64, but it's time to duel. We're jumping into it. It's game 1 of round 9 here at the NAWCQ. And, if you've had a lot of fun this weekend, just know that in a couple weeks, we're also going to have the EU WCQ coming up. So you're going to be able to watch even more exciting dueling action just in a few weeks. And then after that, the World Championship in Paris, France.
Take first.
This is the most exciting time of the year for duelists.
Oh, I love it. It's always my favorite time of the year. This is the biggest tournament of the year for North America. The UWCQ will be the biggest one for Europe. And then that all funnels into the exciting World Championship at the end of August.
Look at this hand from Raymond. Double Molcharmi.
Passes.
One of the Bystials, couldn't make out which one. And then Droll.
Has no malice monsters in sight and just has to pass despite going first Landon Oliver, but it's going to have some interaction. Now let's see what Landon Oliver is working with. So it does look like Raymond D is going a little heavier on the Bestial engine just by maybe one Bestial, and Landon playing just maybe -1. The ball Drake there in Raymond D's deck, but only Druiswarm and a Magnum here for Landon. But he's going to normal summon a Molcharmi.
Which is going to be responded to with a Molcharmi.
It's been a long day, folks.
I know.
These malice monsters are nowhere to be seen.
Maybe they're still stuck underground with Tyree.
They're
underwater.
Yeah, this is an epic malice mirror match. And going to battle phase, Fuwalos is going to get in there for 100 points of damage. Does Raymond D have Gores? This is not. We thought we were going to have a malice mirror match. We're like, okay, we haven't had a malice mirror match all day. It'll be fun to see how these excellent players use their strategies, but they're fighting with sticks right now, Joe.
I love it. We were thinking exactly the thought we had. Let's have a high level. Like you
No, let's go. Let's go. It's a Molcharmi mirror match.
No.
Oh, Raymond's going to link away the Molcharmi Fuwalos that he normal summoned. We got more Molcharmis than Malice monsters. Oh, Mirage, that's not good. It's just monsters, the smallest monsters you can imagine going at it. But since he does have a Cyberse Link monster on the field, he will be able to use that backup Adignister. And unless Landon has something like Dominus Impulse, the fun could be stopped here. But he does have the Dominus Impulse. So it's going to be a continued battle of the tiny little monsters that could here.
And Landon's very confident here because he knows that this would have actually been a play that Raymond made on the first turn had he had that backup. So it's clear that that was his draw for the turn. So Landon knows that he's just going to get that pass back. And one of the things that he can probably read is there might be more armies in his hand. Certainly he has 2 in the graveyard, but there's a pretty high likelihood that there's other hand interactions.
I don't know if I've ever seen a start like this in a Malice mirror match.
I really wanted the Molcharmis just to crash there.
Oh, it would have been
style
epic.
Points, but I can understand that it is in fact correct to go into Almirage. Raymond here.
Almirage isn't big enough to take down the Molcharmi, Joe.
No, but I'm talking about.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just saying that. I'm just moving on from here. I think that was crazy. I'm just loving this game, but now Landon is going to mirror Raymond and link away his Molcharmi Fuwalos for his own Salaman Great Almirage. A true mirror match here, looking into the mirror.
It's the Salaman Great Molcharmi mirror match. Oh,
but
and here we see.
Here you go. He has the backup Adignister as well. Does Raymond D have an impulse from the hand? Nope. Backup Adignister is going to touch down, and now Landon is in the driver's seat of this very interesting start to a game number 1.
Both of these duelists drew very similar combinations of cards, and they're not necessarily the combination of cards you strive for, but now we can finally see our very first
Malice monster.
Malice monster.
Yep, Dormouse is going to be out of the hand, and then another Molcharmi monster will be sent to the graveyard. But Droll and Lockbird, not the most impactful card in the Malice mirror match.
Thinking. That's fine.
All right, it resolves. There won't be any cards added from the deck to the hand here for either player for the rest of this turn. Normal summon of Malice Dormouse. Dormouse effect's going to try and banish a Malice monster from the deck.
I wonder if Landon has that single copy of Crossout Designator set, because he thought there for a moment on the Droll and Lockbird. It could also be, of course, called by the grave, but he'd probably feel very confident if that was a copy of Crossout Designator.
Yep, the Dormouse will summon Malice White Rabbit. White Rabbit's going to be summoned to the field by paying 300 life points, and that will set MTP 07.
One of the decisions going into this weekend that Malice players needed to make was, were they going to go into the weekend with GWC and MTP or just MTP? It's definitely one of the biggest decision points in how you construct your Malice deck.
For sure. Now we're moving on to more Link Summons. 3 monsters are going to be sent to the graveyard for a Link 3. Is it going to be White Binder, Red Ransom, Hearts Cryptor? Could be any one of them. And it's going to be Red Ransom up first. Makes a lot of sense that he still has Malice Monsters to banish from his deck. Now the Red Ransom and the White Rabbit are going to be sent to the graveyard for a link summon of Splash Mage. This kind of indicates he probably has something to banish the Red Ransom out of the graveyard in his hand already. Splash Mage is going to use the effect to bring back White Rabbit, and that's going to prompt Raymond to respond with Bestial Baldrake. Normally not so good in the Malice Mirror match, but since the White Rabbit had already used its effect to special summon itself from the banishment, it's going to stay there now from the Baldrake.
It's actually basically just the Splash Mage interaction that you see that, but it is a very important one that you just made. You need to be wary that, okay.
He's back! Drollbird's back! Sorry, I had to interrupt you there. But continue,
yes, Splash Mage. Something if you're disappointed that you're holding Bestials and you're not being able to use them as engine pieces and you're thinking there's no utility whatsoever in the mirror match, there actually are, as you've just seen, instances where Splash Mage can try to revive a Malice monster that's already been special summoned from the banished pile. So we saw that interaction here, and it looks like Splash Mage versus Baldrake.
Wow. Doesn't have any way to banish the Red Ransom. Maybe a little greedy there from Landon. He could have used like an SP Little Knight to banish the Red Ransom from his graveyard, to summon back Red Ransom, to banish the Chessy Cat, to get all those monsters onto the field, but that isn't what happened here. Splash Mage is just going to be cut off by the Baldrake. Maybe he didn't anticipate that form of interruption there from Raymond.
Maybe he had something like the Crossout Designator that I commented on earlier. Baldrake, though, is not in his deck list, so he would be unable to utilize it.
That's actually the difference between why Raymond is the Bestial Adagnister Malice and Landon's just sitting on Adagnister Malice. It is just that one Baldrake, yeah. All right, now Raymond has that opportunity with March Hare. It's going to link away into Ling Karibo.
Back up.
And going to try to use that backup Adagnister that's still in the hand. And it doesn't look like it was the card that was set, but he did have access to Crossout Designator.
That's fair, and that's an important thing to note. You noted it was set in that zone specifically, and it was actually the one closest to the deck that we were talking about as a potential activation in response to what we saw a few turns ago. And clearly, he had the Singleton Crossout Designator, just not in the spot that we potentially assumed. So that might actually still be maybe called by the grave.
Could be for sure. We're going to have to see if this is going to be enough to stymie Raymond's turn here.
Grave.
Yep.
All right, gonna take a look at the graveyard. I know Dark Charmer Gloomy has been popular in a lot of Malice strategies as how potentially powerful it can be in a mirror match. It's one of the few cards that you can access that's a non-Cybers, doesn't require a Malice monster that can really get you going if you're short on those cards, if your opponent is especially playing the same deck.
It's actually pretty good against Mitsurugi as well, taking Mirakama out of the graveyard.
Yep, that also is an excellent point. But we do see the Dark Charmer Gloomy coming down here. It looks like he might be going after that Malice Dormouse that Landon has.
Okay. So
and it's infinite impermanence.
No response.
So Dark will not be able to get Dormouse on the field. Raymond not left with any Cybers monsters, just this one Spellcaster. It is a Link 2, so if he can find a way to get a Malice monster on the field, he will be able to access the powerful Link 3s that the Malices have, that being either Red Ransom or White Binder. All right, Magnamut is coming up next here for Raymond. Looks like he's going to banish the March Hare that he sent to the graveyard, maybe just to add the March Hare back to the hand.
Yeah, because he's going to need to put a Malice if he wants to access something like Red Ransom. He's going to need to find a way to put that on the field as well, in addition to having the Link 2 that he has there with Dark.
Mm-hmm. And if you're going to draw just one Malice monster, March Hare's not the one you want to draw by itself, but being able to add it back to the hand here is pretty useful.
I'd say it's probably, yeah, I was about to think maybe Chessy Cat, but if you draw some of the other cards that you can banish with March Hare, you'd much rather banish them to draw. So, but it's close definitely between those two.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We still haven't seen a Malice Link 3 drop down yet for either player.
Well, we saw Landon with the Red Ransom. It just
he did, but it just went away so quickly I forgot about it. You're right.
Enter battle.
With that bold play from Landon. Now Magnamut's going to attack over Splash Mage. This is what I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes the games just don't play out the way you imagine. When both players draw a lot of disruptive cards, you really have to adapt your strategy on the fly to figure out how to win these games, and that's what both these players are trying to do here right now in round number 9.
I don't think I've really ever seen a game start the way it started.
Yeah, and how many Malice Mirror matches we watched over the months? It's like, that's why Yu-Gi-Oh! Is such a great game.
Sometimes when you think you've seen everything, You realize
Yeah,
not even close.
I've never seen two Moltarmers be summoned against each other like that, especially in this matchup.
End phase.
All right, just going to end phase. Nothing else here for Raymond. He's going to be able to add back the Baldrake from the graveyard to the hand. Landon
Still
does have
thinking end phase.
MTP07 set. He can activate that now this turn if he wants to add any Malice Monster from his deck to the hand.
I'll just draw for turn.
But he's just going to wait and see if
Stem
what
up.
he draws before he activates the trap.
Looks like he has a Droll Lockbird potentially in his hand.
No response, no Ash Blossom here from Raymond. So MTP07 is going to let Landon add probably Dormouse. Could be a March Hare to banish the Dormouse out of his graveyard as well if he wants more monsters onto the field.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is actually going to be the March Hare.
You can also use the March Hare to banish the Red Ransom, which is just so many monsters.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I couldn't hear what he's targeting, but it looks like Raymond is thinking about chaining maybe his Bestial Baldrake just to keep the March Hare off the field. But, of course, yeah, it is going to be that Red Ransom.
Pay 9.
Landon has no field, though. He has no
Oh, yeah, he
monster.
wouldn't be able to activate it quite
Yeah.
just yet. Maybe that is like what it took him a second to consider. Red Ransom is going to be able to pay 900 life points since it was banished to special summon
Uh-huh.
itself back and then banish a Cyberse monster from the deck.
And now we see Dormouse banished, so this is how he's going to access Dormouse. So you were commenting on earlier, does he search Dormouse?
Dormouse
This is basically a way of putting Dormouse on the field just with multiple other bodies, including a Link 3 monster.
Yeah, the only decision would be whether you want to get Dormouse for your normal summon and save March Hare to be able to then extend later on in the turn potentially, but I like this line of play from Landon a lot,
It also preserves his normal summon.
Chessie.
which is always pretty important. Now, Chessie is going to be banished by Dormouse. Another 300 life points will be paid to special summon Chessie Cat from the banishment to the field. All right, so Landon's in the driver's seat right now. He knows that Raymond has a Bestial Baldrake in the hand that he has to play around. He's looking like he's going to send 3 monsters to the graveyard. Maybe for White Binder this time. Or he could just go straight into Heart Scripter. Or it does look like it's going to be Heart Scripter. So he's probably going to be looking to use Heart Scripter here to banish the Dark, I would imagine. And then he could go into something like Access Code
back.
Talker to banish the Heart Scripter. It'll come back with double attack
Banish Dark.
and be able to clear the field up a little bit. But he still has to worry about that Baldrake just being able to keep Raymond alive at this point.
Yeah, basically just work as a something to throw in the way of battle damage at this point. It's always a terrible feeling when you summon something like Access Code and not winning that turn, because as powerful as it is, it doesn't serve any purpose really on your opponent's turn besides just being a really large monster.
I'm saying, except having a lot of attack points. That's
Yeah,
for
it's not a
sure.
quick effect or anything.
Yeah. Imagine.
Could
What's
you
this-
imagine?
So the access code is going to gain 3,000 attack, targeting the Heart Scripter that was sent for the Link summon. It's going to banish the Heart Scripter to destroy Magnamud, summoning back the Heart Scripter.
End of main.
Yeah.
Battle. 53.
Now he's going to try and attack for 5,300. Raymond's going to take that damage, and now when the much larger, well, I guess not much larger, it's probably about the same attack,
Yeah.
is going to summon the Baldrake to survive. You may be looking to banish a Malice monster that's already banished this turn from Landon. You could go after the backup Agnister.
Yeah, there's no point really in banishing your own Magnamut in this particular deck. I guess there might actually be a purpose, because you can stop your opponent from using Dark. Almost
True.
like the old tier element and type of technology that people used to use, where they made sure they never had Magnamut in their own graveyard by consistently fusing with it. So
True.
that might have actually been a potential reason to go into Baldrake by banishing your own Magnamut. As you see here, that Landon is basically going into a value Link monster, one that is going to be able to continue his own plays, but he had sort of the flexibility of using his extra deck to go into Dark in main phase 2. Not that you really want a
let's
Bestial.
keep target.
It's not really that kind of matchup, but just something to consider.
Yep, he's going to banish the March Hare so he can add the March Hare back to his hand, so he'll be able to use that to summon more Malice monsters to the field on Raymond's turn, potentially.
Yeah, you know, actually, the more I think about it, though, you know, if he did actually go into Dark on the Magnamut and you just have a Bestial in your hand, that can open up a lot of your own plays, right? It's not always just a defensive card. It really can be an offensive card by banishing some of the Malices from your own graveyard. So it is one of those decision points that if you're looking for a lighter Dark to banish, getting rid of that Magnamut out of your own graveyard might be really important in these kind of simplified game states.
All right, Raymond is still alive, only 1,200 life points, so he won't be able to activate too many effects if he does finally draw into a Malice monster, which it looks like he did. So Chessie Cat's going to be normal summoned. I think I also saw that Landon might have had a Dominus Impulse in the hand as well. He's not going to be able to access anything like MTP07 since it's in the graveyard. He would have had to summon White Binder on his own turn to set it from the graveyard. White Rabbit can only set the trap from the deck. So he's going to be limited in his forms of disruption here. But he can banish the Heart's Cryptor, which is going to be able to banish a face-up card, but not great against Chessie Cat.
No, but this is kind of similar to what I said about the potential of utilizing the the Magnamut in Raymond's graveyard. The Chessie Cat's going to, or sorry, the Marchier is going to do a very similar kind of approximation of that by banishing a link out of the graveyard in order to establish Cryptor on field.
Yeah, does Landon have a Malice card banished under the backup out of Mister? Oh, he can also put one there if he wants the SP. So he's going to use SP to banish Marchier and Chessie Cat.
Yeah, this is before Chessie Cat's able to use, after it's able to use the effect here of drawing.
Yep, so he's going to resolve, draw 2, drew into Mouse and Underground and Gold Sark. Not bad draws, but Raymond needs to activate a GWC06 to get some life points back quickly. Because if he pays 600 here, he'll be down to, that'll have his life points down to 600. But Landon's only at 1850.
2.
And there's the draw and Lockbird.
That's
On res. Cryptor effect, okay.
All right, so he's going to use Cryptor on resolution. He didn't have a Malice monster banished. He had to banish that Marchier with SP Little Knight effect, so he could use the Heart's Cryptor effect to get rid of the Chessie Cat.
Exactly as you stated.
What do you have? I have him at 1150.
I've taken 17 and then just the 900 now. It was 11, right?
1150.
Yeah, 1150.
Just look like they're confirming life points here and make sure they're have the
So
accurate
it's,
count. I have not been keeping it running total. This is round number 9. Math is, not easy to do after 12 hours of dueling for these players. So you want to make sure you just get it all right here.
Especially with this deck where the life points just go up and down so much.
That's 4450. 1850.
Just taking a moment to confirm life points. Nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, we also have a whole squad of judge team that works really hard at these events. Like, without the judges, we wouldn't have these events. So, I really appreciate having all the judges here this weekend to really help us out. They're incredible. And, yeah, we wouldn't have Yu-Gi-Oh! Without them.
I do like that SP play, though, like you mentioned, of banishing the Malice from field to establish the Heart's Cryptor effect.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those intricate plays that these high-level Malice players are going to understand.
Yeah, it's easy to play Malice when you draw the perfect hand and your opponent doesn't have any eruptions. It's about knowing those intricacies when things aren't going perfectly your way. I don't know if it's a play I've ever really seen. But it also speaks to how much Marchier can do beyond what it really seems like.
Okay.
But Raymond only has 900 life points left. He's going to need to look for a White Rabbit
He's
after
going
this.
to get hit by the Impulse.
If he has Impulse. I thought it looked like Impulse, but maybe it's not.
Oh,
I could have.
wow.
I thought it might have been one, but maybe not.
Wow, it really looked like it, too.
Yeah. So Dormouse is going to banish White Rabbit. He could be saving it for the White Rabbit, though. It is. Yeah, he doesn't. He knows that Raymond is low on life, so not letting him get to GWC06 might be the goal here. And his last form of interruption from the hand, Dominus Impulse, is going to make sure that White Rabbit stays banished.
Yeah.
This is just game 1, folks.
And this is
Lock
the
in.
game that started with a Summon Mulcharmy, summon, like,
Have you played Typhon? Just Go into Typhon, attack over your SP Little Knight for game. That would be insane. But I don't think it's there. It's really hard to fit Typhon into the Malice extra deck unless you're cutting something pretty important.
I love these players are playing double Lingery Bow nowadays too. So just to illustrate the value of some of the very particular cards.
I think we're about to see one of those Lingeribos hit the field.
It's the second Lingery Bow this game.
Back up.
And he has the backup. Oh, wow. With only 300 life points left, Raymond just has to do a little bit of damage here to take game number 1.
That SP's already used its effect. I think he's
The
going to
Heart
be able
Scripter is using the effect. The Dominus Impulse is using the effect. Splash Mage is going to bring back a Cyburst monster. Dormouse, that's going to be a Link 3. He can go into White Binder. And if you just... Oh, he's going to be able to get the GWC 06.
on the brink of defeat. Raymond looks like he's going to pull this one out.
I mean, what...
I'm not sure what... I mean, Landon's shield's down at this point, right? He's used everything.
But he can't... Raymond can't activate any banishment effects without gaining life points. So right now, he would have to use the GWC 06 to banish the White Binder just to summon itself back. But yeah, he's just going to... Oh, he's just going to go to battle and attack over this Little Knight.
Yeah.
But he's got the boost from the Dormouse because the Dormouse effect resolved. So it's going to be enough to take out SP Little Knight and steal game number 1 for Raymond D.
The entirety of that game until that very last turn looked like it was going to be in Landon's favor.
I don't know. I wouldn't say the entirety. Maybe when he normal summoned the Mulcharmy.
Okay,
maybe.
sure.
But beyond that first turn, yeah. It looked like Landon was able to get his engine going from a lot faster than Raymond was.
I don't know. Summoning Mulcharmy is a sign of strength.
Yeah.
Not really.
You're at least moving. You're moving things forward. You're moving the goalpost there a little bit. But Raymond D, what an incredible game! Really showing you like how these Malice Mirrors matches can just play out way differently than we've ever really seen before. When both players, I mean, honestly, that's when I enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh the most, is when both players draw bad, because then it really shows you like how are you going to deal with the cards you're dealt.
And then the ability just to play on both players' turns, which we saw a lot there, can kind of really become really back and forth. I think in many ways it's really that Chessy Cat resolution that drew him into that gold sarcophagus, that forced out the impulse. I think to me that was probably the pivotal point there. What did he draw off that effect?
Well, you can even go further, but I think that turn where when Landon goes into Splash Mage to bring back the Malice monster, but get hit by the Bestial because he's bringing back a monster that's already been banished, instead of like playing something a little more conservative like SP Little Knight to banish the Red Ransom to guarantee just having these monsters on the field, not anticipating that Bestial, that might have been the turn that cost him too. But multiple different points and things that happened. But even with that happening, Raymond did still have to top deck that Chessy Cat to really get back in the game. And his draws were insane off the Chessy Cat too. But when you start the game with all your non-engine cards, you're bound to draw into the good ones. But drawing into Gold Sark was huge.
I mean, most of his, not saying most, but enough of his deck, just percentage-wise, was engine pieces. And when you get multiple draws into a deck that has just so much gas left in it, because you drew those opening Mulcharmies and Trolls and such, I mean, the odds that you're able to draw out of it there are going to absolutely be pretty high. One thing I also took note of, I didn't say anything at the time, but during Landon's turn, I saw Raymond pick up his extra deck and kind of look through it for a second, then filter Splash Mage to the front. I wonder if he was doing math and kind of considering, okay, what is Landon going to end with, and what do I need to try and do? In many ways, to try and just take advantage of his opportunity to think. I think that's one of the things that some duelists can really learn from is, if there's nothing that you can do to stop your opponent right now, your job really should be to just consider, what am I going to do on my next turn? So that the turn doesn't pass back and you spend 45 seconds thinking over things. That 45 seconds could have been spent as Landon was finishing up some of his combos.
Yeah, if I draw this, what will I do? I could draw this, what will I do? You just go through all the scenarios and play it out in your head. I like that. That's good advice there, Joe. But, it looks like they're starting the duel right away. We're in game number 2, no breaks. It looks like Landon is going to be going first here in game number 2, and Raymond has already used Artifact Lancia before we could even get the graphic up. Just so eager to make sure Landon can't special summon. Pretty cool stuff. I mean, that's what I would do if I had Artifact Lancia in the opening hand. And now Landon's going to normal summon March Hare, Link summon out probably a Link Karibo. Could be an Almirage. It's going to be a Link Karibo. A part of me wonders, Malice just came out in Master Duel. I wonder if Raymond's playing Malice here in the NAWCQ to get that Master Duel practice in to learn like this deck that's going to be a viable option for the Master Duel World Championship.
And practicing what it's like when Lancia has been resolved is definitely something that will help for Master Duel.
And this is an ideal opening here for Landon to play into something like Artifact Lancia, to have something like Wizard Agnister. Not as good as having like backup Agnister, but he's still able to get 3 monsters on the field without needing to banish anything. So he'll at least be able to access a Malice Link 3.
I think that was definitely one of the biggest shifts in the Malice deck. Additional resistance to Artifact Lancia with the release of backup and Wizard Agnister.
Certainly was. And now Red Ransom coming down again here for Landon.
You could only dream of summoning Red Ransom under Lancia, let's say 3 or 4 months ago. Something that's definitely shifted just the nature of this deck.
And you're talking about new things that the Malice deck can do. It used to be Red Ransom could only get Malice in Underground, but now they have Malice in the Mirror, so he's able to add that to his hand. Probably set it face down as it works kind of like a Forbidden Chalice kind of card, being able to negate a monster effect on the field.
Oh, we almost saw that 1-2 punch again with the Psy-Frame. It looks like Raymond just drew Psy-Frame Gamma. That could have combined really well with his Artifact Lancia.
A turn too late.
Does look like Raymond's going to be able to do something that doesn't involve normal summoning a Molcharmy here, though. Yeah, White Rabbit, that's...
We're off to a much better start
much better
than we
start.
were in game number 1. That is for sure. Landon is thinking about using his Malice in the Mirror on the White Rabbit, trying to cut Raymond off from getting access to the Malice trap cards. He's going to flip that face up, banish the Red Ransom from the field to negate White Rabbit's effect. Now he'll be able to pay 900 life points and special summon back Red Ransom and banish a Malice monster from his deck. So at the bare minimum, he could banish a March Hare and just add it to his hand.
Could also banish the White Rabbit.
Oh, to try and get access to MTP07? That's smart stuff.
I love the art of Malice in the Mirror.
It's a cool one. But, you know, now that he's doing the March Hare, maybe that kind of indicates he already has the M2P07.
It's potentially true, yeah. Or he just values kind of maintaining the hand interruption.
You just always want to have that March Hare in your hand no matter what. Inner battle. Raymond not drawing ideal here, even though he did win game number 1. He's just going to attack into the Red Ransom. Wow. He's just trying to clear his field.
Because he has the Psy-Frame. He's going to pass with Psy-Frame Gamma in hand.
Oh, no. I mean, things looked good for Landon in game 1, and Raymond was able to pull it back.
Because he has Lancia. He's going to do the Lancia Gamma play now. The things Raymond has had to do to try and just survive in this particular match have been wild.
It's been a struggle in Wonderland.
Yeah. So we do see here that Landon did in fact have the MTP already.
And he's going to banish that Called by the Grave.
So as you said, the fact that he searched March Hare, or at least, you know, banished with the intent then of returning it back to his hand, gave the indication that he may already have access to MTP. It's just one of those really important things that you always have to question. Why is my opponent doing this?
There's
you
usually
can deduce,
a reason.
you know, exactly what your opponent might have set because of that.
Yep. It is certainly something you got to do while you're playing, and it ends up becoming like second nature if you practice enough too. As I'm saying all weekend, preparation meets opportunity. All right, now Landon is in the driver's seat big time now. Despite there being an Artifact Lancia being used right away from Raymond, he's going to link away the Red Ransom and the Dormouse to link summon.
I wonder if Landon can read the Gamma too. Because you have to question, why is my opponent attacking White Rabbit into my monster?
Yeah, it's tough.
Because he didn't use Dormouse.
Splash Mage effect. Yeah, you definitely Gamma here. That's huge. This could be something that Landon perhaps did not anticipate. He sent 2 really big monsters to the graveyard to summon that Splash Mage. Well,
no, but he's
when
maintained...
I say big, I mean in general.
But he hasn't used his Dormouse effect. So maybe the fact that he didn't use his Dormouse effect, it's because he knew the Splash Mage would force out the Gamma. And now if he's able to banish that Dormouse and summon it, he can then use the Dormouse effect. You know, maybe he read the Gamma.
If he could banish it, yeah. That would definitely be the case. Oh, no, they stay.
Oh, they stay. Okay.
We're about to say, we're about to miss your favorite thing.
Okay. I didn't realize he had already dropped that second
Oh,
Lancia.
he did it as fast as
Oh,
he did
really?
it. He did it
Oh,
as
wow.
fast as he did it at the start of the game. Raymond spends no time at all to get that Lancia into the graveyard.
My apologies. I missed that.
I almost missed it too, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that does change.
But we got to
things
see
quite
your
a bit.
Gamma staying on the
Yeah.
field at the Lancia. It's happened multiple times now, and now there's a Lancia from Landon's side. But this is a lot of damage already represented on Raymond's side of the field, but maybe the Lancia will protect him to stay alive. I was talking about this like in Master Duel. A lot of people are using Lancia in the main deck, and I actually think that's fun when both Mouse players have copies of Artifact Lancia and they're using them back and forth. It's tough to navigate, but it results in some really cool Yu-Gi-Oh games.
Yeah, you make some really unorthodox fields.
These Sci-Frame monsters are never leaving the field, unless he links them away, of course, but otherwise they will just never be banished. Well, I guess they're going to stay now either way.
But you could theoretically resolve multiple Sci-Frames because obviously Driver's not getting banished during the end phase, but goes to the graveyard later on and you eventually have a clear field again.
Definitely.
I'd have to really think about it because this is just me thinking. I wonder if there's any technology of going into Lambda, I think it's called.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Lambda?
And then banishing and then searching out another Sci-Frame at some point.
You could, but it looks like he is going to link away into Dark, the Dark Charmer Gloomy to go after Red Ransom, but that's going to be hit with Infinite and Permanence. Neither player letting their opponent gain a single inch. And the craziest part about this is he used his Malice Monster to go into Dark, so now he can't go into a Malice Link 3.
So we're just going to go to Driver Beatdown.
This is Driver, Dark Charmer.
I mean, this is a 2-turn clock.
It's a lot of damage. And Landon's already at 6,800.
Those of you who don't know what I mean by 2-turn clock, Landon's at 6,800. 2 direct attacks by Dark and Driver on 2 consecutive turns, assuming Landon doesn't have anything, would be game. So the clock is now ticking. At the end of this battle phase, there's only 1 additional battle phase needed with this exact makeup of the field to drop Landon to 0. So Landon needs to, on his upcoming turn, do something to disrupt what Raymond has. And when there's very few resources in each player's hand, that whole concept of how many turns do I have left, what is my clock, can really matter. Because, for instance, if Landon can make a really weak play, but one that just preserved his life points next turn, he's basically forced to make it. But if he had more life points, he might say, I'm going to risk you not drawing a live card so that I can see another live card, another draw hoping to find a live card, because I think that's just what gives me the best percentage odds of winning this duel.
Stand by.
All right, just going to be a pass here with Driver and Dark. Does Landon, we know Landon already has the Malice March here in hand as well, so
Yeah.
unless Raymond has a third Lancia, which it doesn't look like he did because he dropped the other ones immediately. Yep, thumbs up from Raymond. Landon is good to go.
Now we can do the thing that I imagined he was able to do the previous turn, at least uninterrupted by Lancia.
If he's going to be down to 1450 after this 900, oh, sorry, 1550 after paying 900 from Red Ransom.
Thank you.
And is he going to banish the Cyberse monster from his deck with the Red Ransom effect? It's optional.
Underground.
Next up, he's going to act. He didn't banish the Cyberse monster. He's just going to activate Malice and Underground. That's interesting. Oh, I guess he's just his life point management is what, because I don't think he is using.
K3.
Could have decided out GWC06, or maybe it's not included in his main deck, so he really has to value his life points. And
He may have also just counted out how many names he has remaining, and if he banishes, the Dormouse here, he's going to want another name. And it's really fascinating to see him not activate a card like Red Ransom there.
Yep, Dormouse is going to banish Chessy Cat. Chessy Cat is going to summon itself from the banishment. Landon down to 950 life points, but he is just an access code away from winning this game. Looks like he's going to link all 3 away for Heart Scripter. Yep, and now he's going to do the same thing that he's going to have 50 life points left at the end of this.
That's all you need?
That is all you need for access code Talker targeting one of the link 3s that he used. So now have 5,300 attack. He's going to banish the Heart Scripter to banish the Dark, I'd imagine. Or sorry, he'll destroy the Driver here. He wants to banish the Dark with Heart Scripter if he can.
Yeah. Destroy and then pay 9. I'm at 50.
He's at
I'm at
50 life points.
Battle.
Yeah.
This is over 8,000, even over the Dark. Both the Hearts Crypto and Access Cat have over 5,000 attack for each of them. So this is going to be 10,000 minus 1850 essentially. So unless Raymond has a B seal in his hand, the game is going to be over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Raymond's checking.
It's like, is there anything I can add with Dark here that will save me? March Hare is main phase.
Okay.
Jerusalem has too much defense. Yeah, you can tell Raymond is new to the he is playing Malice here this weekend to get to learn the deck a little bit better, I think, for Master Duel Worlds.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to find anything in there that does it.
Yeah.
Yep, doesn't have anything you can add, and Landon is going to even things out. And as time starts to wind down, not only in the day, but in this match, we are moving on to a game number 3.
Each of these games have had a very different makeup to them.
Same, but different. Yeah, it's been a lot
Just,
the Lancia is really like slow. Like Landon's hand was good this game, but
Yeah.
the 2 copies of Lancia slowed him down, but not quite enough.
fastest Lancia activations I've ever seen, honestly.
Really, I mean, he activated before we could even jump into game number 2. He was ready to go from the start, but I don't blame him. It's been a long day. Let's play as fast as we can. I appreciate it there from Raymond, but Landon Oliver versus Raymond Die to finish out the day. What an incredible matchup of 2 excellent duelists that both competed at the World Championship last year. Raymond, of course, it was Team 7, won Master Duel Worlds alongside Jesse Cotton and Ryan Yu. After getting second the year before that, they were able to run it back and defeat Team Snipe Hunters in the finals. But the Team Snipe Hunters is going back to Worlds this year, too, so we're going to have to see if we're going to have a rematch in the finals with that. But Landon really wants to beat Raymond here because he wants to go back to Worlds to prove himself. He's won YCS championships since then. He's continue to play at a high level and wants to get back to that upper echelon that he could possibly be in the World Championship in Paris, France this year.
You know, Snipe Hunter hits 2/3 of the time. So
the third time's the
third
charm?
time's going to be the charm, right? If the Snipe Hunter rolls are going to be consistent with the Snipe Hunter team, they're a lock to win this year. Make it 2 out of 3.
They could. They're going to have to get through Team 7 number first, but right now Landon's going to have to get through not Team 7, but only one member of Team 7 here, and Raymond Die.
I wonder if Raymond's going back again to defend.
He is.
Yeah, he must be, right?
Yeah. They're returning for sure. And that's why I'm thinking Raymond's here just trying to learn the Malice deck. This is all just Master Duel World prep for Raymond. But this is where Landon needs to win. Moving on to day number 2 with 2 losses, you make it there, but it's not where you want to be because you're going to be fighting for your tournament life every single round. But with 1 loss, you at least have a little bit more leeway. But this is it. It's game number 3, our final game for our last feature match of the day here at NAWCQ 2025. Most of the time it's a YCS, but now it's Landon's turn to activate Artifact Lancia.
Okay.
He waited for our screen to transition over.
He did. We had that opportunity, and now Raymond is just going to pass for the second time in this match. He's going to go first and play 0 cards.
He has a good hand in terms of interactions, though. I saw a trap card, which I presume is either Impulse or Infinite Impermanence, and an Ash Blossom. So Landon has set a spell or trap card, which doesn't necessarily mean his turn's about to end. Here is summoning Dormouse. This is really going to put Raymond to the test. Is this look at the look on Landon's face. Are you going to Infinite Impermanence me? Does he have the 1 MTP? Oh, he does.
So he's going to chain MTP07. It's not a bluff. It's the card that he needed to dodge Infinite Permanence. But that's what we meant by Ash Blossom. He doesn't want him to add a copy of something like Malice March Hare to the hand, so he values using the Ash Blossom here. But I know Raymond has another card in his hand that he's wanting to use. The chain's going to resolve.
That look, though, that Landon gave him.
This could be huge, because I know I'm going to spoil. Oh, I'm not going to spoil it, but Landon's going to have to start the chain link, the chain to activate the effects of Dormouse and whatever else he banishes to summon themselves back from the banishment. And if Raymond has something like Mulcharm and Meows, it could be huge.
Ooh. In game, or going first in game 3, Meows.
We'll see. He's
That's
going to
actually
go chain link 1, chain link 2. Does he have the Meows?
It's good technology against Lancia, I guess you'd consider, at least to a certain extent.
I thought I saw it in his hand, but he doesn't have it. Sad day here for Raymond. Excellent news here for Landon.
So now there's a banish of a Chessy Cat and a draw 2. At least that is a monster that, at least if you're rooting for Raymond at home, that's already been special summoned from the banished pile. He'll be unable to summon it back this turn. I'll also note that if you were to make a Splash Mage play, both of those in the graveyard have been banished this turn and special summoned back. So this will be very similar to what we saw in the first game. A Splash Mage that can be countered by a Bystial.
Does he have it?
I'll go effect target chassis.
Oh, Raymond picks up the hand. He does have the Magnum, and we're going to see that Bystial come down and actually have quite the impact here in the mirror match. Magnum going to activate the effect to add a dragon in the end phase.
Second.
But Landon has the Wizard Agnister to continue getting monsters onto the field, including getting a Malice name back onto the field. Landon's going to Link Summon and sending Splash Mage and the Malice monster to the graveyard. Are we going to finally see a White Binder come down? For the first time in the match.
Yeah, I'll use effect target Imperm.
All right, just going to banish the Imperm.
There is some value in that.
The Dominus Impulse value.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Don't want Dominus Impulse to be able to destroy your card just because there's a trap in the graveyard. And he's going to use the effect of White Binder to set the NTP-07 from the graveyard back to the field.
Looks like Landon is a copy of Ash Blossom himself, which in this simplified game state, Raymond down only 2 cards in hand can be pretty impactful, though he does have that Bystial Magnumut that will allow him to search out a dragon from his deck or graveyard.
For the third time this match, Landon is going to summon Access Code Talker.
Target.
It's going to go to 5,300, gaining 3,000 attack. Since he used a Link 3 for the summon there. He's going to banish the Malice White Binder, destroy the monster. White Binder is going to be able to pay 900 to special summon himself back, or herself, and Landon will draw a card.
Summon.
And there's not much more that he's going to need here.
Yep.
53.
Raymond's going to take the 5,300 and then another 2,300, which would only leave him with 400 life points, which is not a lot to work with.
All right. I did Dormouse, right?
Oh, did Dormouse resolve as well? So it's even stronger.
Yeah.
You might only have 100 left.
29, my bad.
200? Nope.
Yeah.
No, it's enough.
It's enough, yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to be game. And despite, I mean, yeah, he just didn't draw well. Raymond did not draw good at any of these games. He stole that game number 1 away from Landon. But at the end of the day, Landon Oliver is going to walk away with the win, moving on X1 into day number 2, sitting in a prime spot to make the top cut. He made top 4 last year, and he's trying to do it again.
I mean, if it wasn't for that artifact Lancia, it would have been something to see with that double Dormouse. But I think Landon had enough besides the Lancia. I think he had both the Ash Blossom in his hand, and he might have an Infinite Impermanence as well. So it doesn't seem like the Lancia itself was needed, in the sense that if you look at the rest of the cards in his hand, I think he was in prime position to win that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the one opportunity Raymond had was on that Magnum to cut him off once he used that Splash Mage, just like he did in game number 1. And there was that small opportunity. I thought maybe for a brief moment, okay, maybe Raymond has this, but Landon had that Wizard Agnister in the hand just to be able to get another Malice monster onto the field, because that's what you really need. All the Malice Link 3s require one Malice monster at minimum to be able to summon themselves, but if you can have a Link 2 plus a Malice monster, you're pretty much good to go, and Access Code Talker cleans up games so quickly.
It's like Access Code and the Malice monsters are a match made in heaven.
They really are. Monsters that summon themselves back when they're banished. A card that banishes them to wipe out your opponent's card. Also has an enormous amount of attack. And excellent. I mean, that's why Landon went to summon it so fast. And also one of the reasons why Malice is one of the most popular strategies in decks that have the potential to win here this weekend.
I think a lot of duelists at home watching who may not have played a lot of Malice mirror matches can get a lot of value from understanding that Splash Mage interaction. We saw it multiple times in that particular match, and I can just imagine a lot of players at home seeing Bystials in their hand, looking at what they're playing against and going, oh, these are useless as a defensive piece, but that's absolutely not the case. It's very important to be wary of which Malice monsters have already been special summoned from the banish pile, because your Bystials actually go from almost a non-starter in the sense that they're just completely useless defensively for most of the time against that strategy to, oh wow, this is actually one of the better cards that I could have against Splash Mage.
I mean, yeah, that's what really the skill comes in how to utilize the cards that are not great into matchups, but how you can still gain the value from them, really. I mean, that's where the skill expression really arises. It's not about memorizing combos like, oh, if I normal summon Dormouse, what can I do to get the most optimal field? I mean, it's good to know, like, where you can maximize, like, your value from your like your plays and everything, but that's not what's going to separate you from the rest of the duels. Anyone can like look at a combo, memorize it, figure out what you can do every time, but it's about when things go wrong, how you're going to figure out what you're going to do with a bad hand. That's what really separates everyone, and how you're going to make it to that top cut. And both these players have been to the World Championship. They've been at the top. I mean, Raymond's been there for the TCG even. Raymond's gone for Master Duel and TCG Master Duel Worlds. He's very familiar from drawing terrible hands, and I mean, you know, I've watched him play Master Duel too. He's not a stranger to drawing bad. This is a straight up Raymond D. He's known for working with these horrible hands and finding a way to win, and he almost did it here against Landon Oliver.
Did it in game 1.
Yeah, which was just an incredible game number 1. And even though he lost here in the last round to go X2, when we say X2, that means he's 7-2, played 7 rounds, only has 2 losses. He is still coming back tomorrow to play the next 3 rounds. He is going to want
4, right? Oh no,
3,
it is 3.
3.
Sorry.
Yeah, we only did 8 today. It would be nice at 8 and 4, but no, 9 today, 3 more in the morning. But yeah, he's going to come back for those next 3 rounds. He wants to win all 3. Like, there is a chance that a player with 3 losses can still make top 64, but then you're relying on your tiebreakers and how many players have like 2 losses in a draw. But you know, it's been an incredible weekend. We've seen a lot of incredible duels. This is going to be us saying goodbye to you for the night from the casting desk. We are going to have a winner's interview with Kangas, but you won't see us again. Thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. And we're going to find out who's going to the World Championship for day number 2. So don't miss it. You're not going to want to miss that dueling action. Kangas, take it away to finish out the day.
Thank you very much. Here we have our winner's interview with Landon. Congratulations on your feature match win, still undefeated. And what a grueling series that one was. I just want to get what's on your mind here after all the crazy plays, the normal summon Fua and the normal summon Fua. What's on your mind after that one?
Yeah, it was a crazy game. I am thinking back on it, and I think we both missed a lot of interactions, and it was just like in the heat of the moment. And when I seen like him also normal Fulos, I was just in shock. Like, I still can't believe it right now. But yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't know if anybody let you know, you just took down a world champion right there. What was it like playing up against Raymond?
Yeah, it was great. It was so much fun, yeah.
So I noticed at the end, were you getting a little emotional there after that win, or is it just the length of the day weighing on you saying, we're done, we're still undefeated?
Yeah, honestly, a little bit of both, but yep, here we are.
Well, I know that you're tired. We're all tired. It's been a long day. Fun Yu-Gi-Oh!, but you have a long day ahead of you tomorrow, so I got to ask, put you on the spot. Is this your tournament? You're still undefeated. Do you think this can be your one with 3 more rounds ahead of you?
I'm X1, but yes.
All right, I should have checked the notes beforehand, but either way, congratulations on the win, Landon. And I'm going to let you get going, get some rest because you got a long day ahead of you, along with all of us tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in to day number 1 of NAWCQ. 9 rounds of Swiss in the books. We got 3 more rounds ahead of us tomorrow before the top 64. You won't want to miss it. We'll see you there.